Fair to say that you have a fairly high degree of trust in the police.
Yes.
And you have a nephew who is a deputy, is that right?
Yes.
But you say he likes to talk more about farming than he does about being a deputy?
He's his life work is farming, but he also is a deputy.
All right. I need to ask you then is, if you were to serve as a juror on this case, the state would call witnesses. Some of those would be law enforcement officers. Some would be bystanders. And if you were to consider the testimony of a bystander versus a law enforcement officer, do you think that the law enforcement officer, given the way you feel, would have a little bit of an advantage with you?
Not really. If they were two people at the same situation giving information as they saw it on both, they're two individuals. What one does for and what one doesn't isn't pertinent.
So if you were then, say, witness A, who is a law enforcement officer, witness B is a bystander, and they both say to see they're there for the exact same event. And witness A says it happens one way, the law enforcement officer says it happens one way, but the bystander says no, it didn't happen that way, something else happened. Do you think that you would tend to believe the officer or the bystander?
Difficult. I'm really not sure. It would depend on who was closer, who was there, who was this, who was that. They couldn't have both been standing exactly side by side and see two totally different things, I wouldn't think. So I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I appreciate your answers to my questions today and for your time this morning, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the state will strike the juror.
All right, juror 23, you're excused from service in this case. The deputy will collect some of the matters for you. Also, I'd like you to take that.
Okay. And
go with the jury, the deputy, and you are excused from all service, so unless you get another summons in the future.
Thank you.
You bet. And counsel, remind me to talk to you at the break. Just to inform you on some developments outside the courtroom. Okay? Nothing major. All right, we are now up to juror 26.